Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Yes, man.
Back to where we belong. Liverpool FC. I try with that Liverpool FC, but it always brings me back. I just did a stream. I finished it a few minutes ago. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, I'm back here. Liverpool again. They keep dragging me back, Unks. When I let go, they keep dragging me back. Why, Unks? Why? Welcome to Fozi TV, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's me and Uncle Rodz. Fozi and Uncle Rodz. I got 2 more days of this, which is 2 more, night and a day tomorrow. And I'm back at work. So enjoy what you see of me whenever you get the opportunity. And of course, Uncle Rodz.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Yeah, man. Lots to talk about, Unks, man. How you been, man?
Hey, ain't been too bad, you know. I gotta go to dentist tomorrow. Dentist
Painful, bro.
I'm not feeling it, man.
Nah?
Nah, I detest dentists. I detest it. So we'll go there tomorrow.
Let me ask you a question, yeah? Let me ask you a question, yeah? Why does your back look so clear now? Like
I got a lot of lights. I got a lot of lights. I got 3 lights on. I got one on the right, one on the left, and one right in front of me.
You know so shiny, mate. God damn. Man.
I got that like an African face, don't I?
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm just playing.
Chaka Shamba.
It was this moment he knew.
Man.
Up. Have you seen that thumbnail? You need to look at the thumbnail, mate. You need to look at it, mate. You need to look at your thumbnail, mate. Check your thumbnail out, man. It is sick, bro.
You're a menace. You are a menace. You know that. Hold on. Let me just.
You need to look at your thumbnail, my guy.
You're a menace. You know that, don't you? You're a menace.
Green Lantern. Was it? How do you say his name? I forgot.
Green Lantern, innit? It's Green
Lantern. Yeah, that's what. Let me see.
I like that. I like that.
There you go.
I like your thumbnails.
There you go, mate.
I've like, you know, like you got you on your screen. You got like pictures at the sides.
Yeah.
You got
next shows and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've done, I've had them day. So like, I've downloaded. I've changed up one of the pictures at the day.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna start putting on the side and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uncle Rodz, this and that, and one of the pictures I've got my my field marshal. Do you know what I mean? My field marshal sort of like uniform.
Yeah.
And Uncle Rodz, Uncle's Army.
Have your own theme, my friend. That's all you got to do. Have
your own stuff. My own theme is
work on it. Yeah, work on it, man.
Yeah, because my own theme is like Uncle's Army.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know, you used to have like back in the day, you used to have Dad's Army, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or my Uncle's Army. Do you know what I mean? And
I like this DC stuff because I think to be honest, it wasn't them that started this superhero stuff. I started it a while ago. If you remember, I had Van Dijk as Superman. When the AI started coming out, there was a lot of stuff I did with superheroes. I was DC already before, innit? I remember I did Superman. Even my watch-alongs were, what do you call it? DC based. So every time there was a match, I just put the DC guy there, like with Gravenberch, Van Dijk, and all that stuff. So I started this a while ago.
And of course, at the end of the day, when you look at it, of course, obviously with the AI, taking form and that,
you just take advantage of it.
Yeah, it's much more easier to sort of like to do these pictures because you literally just tell the AI what you want.
Yeah.
And they will sort of like
it's sick, Uncle.
Yeah, 99% out of 100, they will just like you'll get what you want. There's only certain times that they like the AI won't understand what you mean, and they'll just throw out something. You know what I mean? You know. So but yeah, it's much more easy to do sort of like things that what you need to do, and plus for you as well.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's about you know me. I'm a computer guy, so I love this stuff. I've been doing it for a long time, innit? So when there's new things that come out, I like to challenge myself. Yeah, but in the beginning, I didn't know what AI was, so I found pictures. I just downloaded them in it because I
Yeah.
saw Van Dyke as Superman. I found what's his name? The Green Arrow was Gatpo. So
Yeah.
I just used it. I just used it, and now I see everybody using superheroes, and yeah, it just looks good. Now, like when I do shows, the people on my team, like you guys, when you guys come on my channel, I give you DC. You know what I mean? Other people who do Marvel, I go for DC because I grew up in DC. Superman is my favorite superhero.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so,
I
so that's me.
I literally grew up on sort of them sort of things like Superman, Spider Man. Do you know what I mean? All this sort of stuff. I grew up on that sort of like, you know, so when I was about 7, 8, watching that sort of stuff there, and, you know, but it was totally different. You know what I mean? To what you got like now. Do you know what I mean? You know? But like even with the AI, you can do like you can change up music because like Cop Father will tell you, and I remix certain music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've sent him stuff.
Yeah.
Like, all right, for instance, I've done like, you know, like, George Michael, Wham had this tune years ago, Edge of Heaven.
Yeah.
Well, I run it through AI and everything, and I changed it up. I said, give it, do that tune there. Like, do that tune there, but do it in a 70s soul style.
Yeah.
Bro, and it come out really good. And of course, and if you look on YouTube now, you find a lot of that on YouTube. But what they do is they put a disclaimer on it. So like they'll say like fake music. They won't say the originates so like fake music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you know, and it's a lot of it's good. But I mess around with AA. It keeps my brain active. You know what I mean? And you know, and it keeps you like creative. But so yeah, AI is a good thing. And
it's sick, man.
I always like your thumbnails anyway. I always like your thumbnails.
I'll try it, Unks. I mean, I've tried to be consistent recently as well. What I want to do, Unks, is my plan is, if it works out, it works out. You know what I mean? If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not gonna. I've gone with the mentality of I don't want to do political stuff. Like people, the thing with YouTube, it drags you into politics. We're gonna speak about it in a minute anyway. What I'm gonna tell you. And I don't want to be part of that. I want to be, the person that can do things and can help people if I can. That's what I want to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and try get. If it becomes a job, it becomes a job eventually. I'm not gonna push myself to the point that I'm gonna be sitting here every day after work. I'm gonna be tired and doing this. And I mean, no. But I've been trying. I've been trying recently. Every time I'm going to start doing some more streams if it's possible to do. And I've been enjoying it. To be fair, Unks, I've been enjoying it. And what I like about YouTube right now, for me, considering my first attempt when I did it in 2019, there's a lot more people now you could work with, if you know what I mean. And and it makes it more interesting for you to, come back and do some more, if you know what I mean. So yeah. But yeah, 100%, man. I'm enjoying it now. 100% enjoying it. So yeah, I was speaking to you about off screen. Let me just read the comments. Sorry about that, guys. 1 second. Yeah, Abdul, big up, bro. Big up, my guys. My guys, smash the likes. Big up, Cop Father, as always. Big up, Anfield. What you saying? Is that you, Uncle Rodz? Yeah, Uncle Rodz.
Yeah.
I can't really see the bloody letters. That's not damn problem. Small screen. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, small screen. Yeah, I was just doing a show with Man City fan, Man United fan, and a Chelsea fan. I wish people turned up, but it is what it is. It's not Liverpool. You know how it is. We're working towards it. It's a work in progress. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Long you have fun.
It was good. It was very good. Big up, Chronic. What are you saying, man? Alonso coming. I don't care what Olsen said. He's paid to say that. Axel Huss doesn't. Chronic, we're going to discuss it, bro. We're going to discuss it. I'm going to put this on the, obviously, star. We're going to discuss that because there's a lot of stuff coming about Alonso. And I'll say my piece and Uncle Rodz is going to say his piece when he goes on. 100%. 100%. I told you Alonso was going to be the manager next season for a long time. I hope so, bro. But we will let you guys know what we think. 100%. What was this? Yes. Big up Rosie. What is he saying here? Copfather. Yes. Surely did, bro. Where are we? Bloody, I didn't even know there's this many comments already, guys. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for subscribing as well. Big up, Abdul. Did you see Lewis Steele get caught out? He confirmed Axel story that then was obviously briefed, and now he's changed his stance. Okay. I don't know. I have no idea, bro. I've been away from Liverpool stuff today. I was just concentrating on doing the show with other guys, so it's a bit difficult. Big up, Danny, man. What go on, mate? You know what I mean? What go on? Yeah, get the comments coming through, guys. We're going to discuss a lot of things. So, as I was discussing off stage with you, Unks, yeah, I see this Lee Gunner thing. I'm going to mention the names because it's getting out of hand to the point it could turn out to be dangerous, Unks. You know what I mean? And if we don't discuss it now, and hopefully we'll be heard, things can be saved. If you know what I mean, people can be saved. Unks, what do you think of this beef with him, Igal, and my other brother Jay? Ketchup.
I mean, I've touched on it before about how toxic sort of like the YouTube world is getting. You know what I mean? I think it's getting too toxic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Now, respect Catch for sticking up for sort of like for Igal. Do you know what I mean? But as I said to you before, sometimes Igal brings it on himself.
Yeah.
Because he goes on these platforms and stuff, right, where these platforms do not respect him.
Yeah.
They just think he's an idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not me saying he's an idiot, because I don't think he's an idiot, because I don't really know the guy to that.
Yeah.
I've had him on one of my shows a couple of years ago, and he was all right. We got him on all right and all that, and we was chatting, and you know, it was all good. Do you know what I mean? So I can't really say he's an idiot, but what I'm trying to say then is, like, I'm like this. I'm a sort of person, if I don't see certain people moving right, I will not put myself in a position where I'm around them. Do you know what I mean? I don't care what capacity it is. It could be sort of like socially, or it could be sort of like, you know, obviously on doing this like content. So I do think he puts himself in positions that he can avoid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As for Leeds, big up.
We will do this 12, man. Don't worry, man. We're gonna do a song through AI.
Sly and Robbie, you know, stuff. Yeah. They were good, you know. Sly and Robbie was good.
Yeah.
Good producers, really good producers. Yeah. But yeah, so like really and truly, but I think in some respects it's going a bit too far now. It's going a bit too far. I think. Really,
what do you mean about that, Unks? Like, when you say too far, like, what do you mean too far? Where's it going? Where's it going? That's what I'm asking.
All the cussing and sort of like, you know,
always, Danny.
All the cussing and all the threats and all that, and you know what I mean. And like, you could only imagine what's going to happen at the day. You did. Yeah. You can only imagine at the day what's going to happen at the day when sort of like they meet up, if ever they do well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is that, for instance, the Chelsea Dan?
Yeah.
Not Chelsea Dan. You know the guy that black guy called Dan, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, he has a backwards and forwards with this other fella. I cannot remember his name. But that other fella, he was at a football match lately, and he was fighting. He was fighting everybody.
Yeah, you know the guy with the dreads, you're talking about the dreads guy.
Yeah, man. I think there's no need for all that. Do you know what I mean? But it can escalate to that.
Yeah, that's what we want to speak about. Like, where can this go, Unks, if it continues like this?
It can escalate to something very, very serious.
Yeah.
It only takes it and day. Like, look at a guy. There was a guy and they on a stream, right? On a stream, which Dino, right, did like a stream on it.
Yeah.
Where this guy said, you know what I mean? He wanted to glass a girl.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? That's all that. You got next guy, and then you got these two Arsenal fans, and they chat, going back and forth, and they right.
Yeah.
And next one was calling him a see you next Tuesday, right? Yeah. The next guy and he's offered him out. Do you know what I mean? You know what's that all about? This could escalate, and it could escalate fast. Yeah. And what's it over? What? YouTube content?
Over words in YouTube.
It's YouTube content. That's what it is. It's YouTube content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? About like it's sort of like, you know, the team.
Yeah.
Like the team that you may support, or you may be
this is a serious thing, you know what you're saying, you know, like it's dangerous. It could escalate to something. Someone could get seriously injured, or something bad can happen. You know, that I don't want to speak about, but that kind of thing can happen as well.
Of course.
Because I don't think these guys are you know, like what you need to understand on YouTube, guys. Yeah, there's thousands of people watching you. You know that, yeah, thousands of people. They bump into you, and there's those people actually that keep coming back to your YouTube channel, support you. They like you. So when they go to games and they see the people you hate or supposedly don't like, what do you think they're gonna do if they're mentally unstable? What do you think they're gonna do? I'm gonna do this for this. I'm gonna do this for that. That's what they're gonna do. So you gotta be careful how you know, relay your messages to people. And there's no need for you guys to go back and forth. We already know you guys don't like each other. Just separate yourselves. Go in different directions.
And then just separate yourself, but more you have to try make a bigger hoo-ha about it, about the fact that you do not like that person.
Yeah.
Come on now, man. What happened to you? Do you know what I mean? It's like, for instance, they sort of like, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, as I said, I got nothing against the girl, and I've got nothing against Lee. I've got nothing against him in the day, right? Because he hasn't done me anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know what I mean? He ain't shown me no badness.
I agree. Yeah.
And you're show me no badness. So, in effect, at the end of the day, I can't say, well, I don't like him. I can't, because he ain't showing no badness. But he doesn't do himself any favors when he's on the stream and he's drunk. You know what I mean?
Some of the words he using there.
He doesn't talk. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't do himself any favors when he talks about some of the things that he does talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, for instance, at the day, sort of like your guy, like, he could say, "What are you doing?"
No, carry on. I'm doing something.
It's not me. Look at this thing. Anyway, so
you know,
you don't do any favors when you talk about this and you talk about that and everything. Yeah. And some of the sort of like stuff you talk about, it could be deemed as incriminating to yourself. Yeah. You feel me? You know what I mean? You know, I just think sometimes you need to sort of like take leave of your senses sometimes. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Take leave of your senses. Because you know what, then you know it is, you know.
It's just YouTube, bro. That's what it is. This is not life and death, you know what I mean? I don't understand why these guys do these things. Like, as I said, you just got to be careful of your surroundings, because the more you do things like this, the more it could harm the other person, you know what I mean? Vice versa, whichever way, because you chose to be on YouTube. Nobody put a gun to your head. You chose. You know what the consequences are on YouTube. You know what you're going to face. You're going to face people that like you, and you're going to face people that don't like you. So if you continue with this, then you should know what direction you're going. The worst part of it, as I said in the beginning of this conversation with Uncle Rodz, there's people mentally unstable out there. You've got to be careful how you relay things, because if you relay it in the wrong way, because they're supporting the other person, they might attack the other person. And as you said, someone threatened Igao outside the stadium, I believe, of Arsenal. So he needs to be careful how he goes on about things. Yeah. I'd rather you go home to your kids and wife and all that stuff, rather than not. So just think about that before you think about yourself. There's people that rely on you. There's people that love you. Football is just a game. It's nothing. It's just a game you love that makes you escape out of the reality of life. That's what it is. When I need somewhere to go, I'll go to football. When I've got problems, that's what is there for me. Other than that, there's nothing else. So think about it that way. And you going back and forth with this guy ain't helping no situation. Ain't helping your kids. Ain't helping your wife. Ain't helping your family. Just think about them. If you don't want to think about yourself, think about them in some sort of way. That's how I see it, Unks. Before it gets out of hand, because once it gets out of hand, it's too late. Can't fix it anymore. It's all gone.
I think this is what.
And I don't want to see you on the news, man. I don't want to see you on the news and things like that. Come on, bro.
I mean, I think this is what I'm saying. You see, it's like, you know, how far do you go? Do you know what I mean? And another thing as well, right? It's not like, put it this way. It's not as if Ego needs some of these people, because he does fine by himself, or with the people he chooses to sort of like, you know, do shows with. He doesn't need to be with these sort of like certain people.
No, he doesn't.
You know what I mean? He doesn't need to be around them. This is what I'm trying to say at the end, right? When you get situations like that, my friend, when you get situations like that, right, separate yourself from these people.
Exactly, man.
Separate yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're not going to do you any good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is what I don't. Another thing I don't like, is when you get people and they can give it, but they can't take
it. There you go.
You can't take it. They will chat about this person. They say he's this and he's and this and rare. But then if somebody does a stream on them, you know what I mean, right? Reacting to some of the things they say,
and
this and that, right? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's all something that it's World War III.
Yeah. But that's the modern day. That's the modern day. That's what you need to understand. That's why with me, I just mind my own business. I don't really care. I don't get involved in things like that. I don't go to other people's streams. Oh, please let me on. I don't. If they ask me, if I'm free and I like the people that's on there, I'll come on. That's it. That's it. But what I've noticed about this kind of platforms we're in, everybody don't go with it in a right frame of mind. You're creating a YouTube channel for you. I mean, so concentrate on that and go through with that instead of like trying to befriend people that are eventually gonna put you in a bad situation. And this is what's happened to Igal. He's been put in a bad situation, and now he's retaliating. It's like back and forth. You gotta be careful, man. It could get out of hand, like Uncle Rodz said, and that's the worrying part of it. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth. Things like this are not worth it. These modern day people are different, man. They're made different. They don't fight. They just use weapons and that shit. You don't want to be part of that crap, man. Get yourself away from that for your family's sake. If you're not happy with life, it's up to you. But for your family's sake, man, think about your family, man. That's all you got to do. You build a YouTube channel, go and build that. You don't have to beg to go on other people's channel. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Big up, Pauline. What are you saying? I'm fucking happy this slot guy is leaving. Hope that is true. We'll discuss it. Yes, it's epic. Yes, Mr. Copfather. What are you saying, Mr. Dan? Man, Dan is bloody supportive all the time, man. I appreciate you, Dan, man. Honestly, man. Thank you for always coming on. Well gone, and I hope all is well, bruh. It's been a minute. This man has got me cussing like a trooper. Can't wait to see the back of this Muppet. He meant to say, Clot. Well, so Unks, where can the girl end this, and what do you want them to be like? How to end this nonsense that they're going through? Before we
all the girl has to do really. If I was a girl, I think this is the best thing for a girl, right? To separate yourself from these people.
There you go.
Separate yourself. You don't need these sort of people. If these people are saying this and that about you, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I mean, whatever.
Nobody cares.
I don't care. You know what I mean? We'll just see. You know what I mean? We'll just see when we back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever. But just separate yourself from these sort of people. Do you know what I mean? But one thing at the end of the day, sort of like that. If you got a YouTube channel at the end of the day, right? You're supposed to be you're supposed to be able to take criticism.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But there's certain criticism that borderlines on being not borderlines, that it is disrespectful. That's what I don't like. And all you got to do, sort of like your guys got to do is just come out, do a like 20-minute or 30-minute stream to say, look, at the end of the day, right? Yeah, I'm going to separate myself from these people. Not going to be around these people because they're too toxic for me, and blah, blah, blah. He goes, as a sort of like, as a content creator, yes, I expect to take criticism, but there's criticism which, you can sort of like agree to disagree with. Yeah. Or there's sort of like criticism which is disrespectful. And that's what I don't like. It's a disrespectful thing. So these guys at the day that want to disrespect me and everything, that I'm just gonna keep away from them. You stay over there and don't come over here. You know what I mean? And just stay away from them sort of people. Separate yourself from them because the thing is that it's not.
Do you agree? Do you agree with me? Like today's world is different to our world, because our world was always if someone wants to give it, we give it back in like fighting terms, not like losing your life or some madness. It's completely different to what we grew up with.
I mean, you know what? When I was growing up, there was.
Don't get me. There's some dangerous. Listen, there's gangsters back in the day. We used to get away with murder. So yeah, but carry on. Go on.
But yeah, I must admit, I would say that when I was growing up, there was stabbings, but there wasn't a lot of stabbings as there is now. There wasn't. It wasn't like it is now. Yeah. It's escalated a lot more than what it was when I was growing up. Do you know what I mean? You know, like if you stuck somebody in the day, that was literally a last resort. That was a situation where you felt in the day sort of like you felt scared for your life, and you felt overpowered, and you just thought, yeah,
big up Clive, man.
This is the only way that I can get out of this situation. Yeah. But like nowadays, they just do it for the sake of doing it.
Because there's no fist fights. There's
no fist fight. Yeah. It's hardly any fist fight. You know what it is? It's something like a fist fight with somebody, and if that person gets done and everything, now they come back looking for him with something. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot more different. Which I'm ashamed to say, it's a lot more different than what we was when we was growing up.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, I'd rather you come home to your family than not. You know what I mean? So just let it go, because I've always said it. Like in this YouTube world, the amount of people that watch you and watch his stream when you're going back and forth, and it's getting to the point of like it's disgusting. It could affect you if you go to games or they see you in the street. So just let it go now, man. Stop it right now. Big up, Raj. What are you saying? Shankly Paisley Evans. There was time when the assistant in the back room took over at Liverpool and carried this on the success. Following fashion to get foreign coaches has deflected the enigma. But that's.
I agree with that.
Huh?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Go on, Longs.
No, I just don't know. Agree with that, because I think what I think is, if you are sort of like, if you're good enough for the job, you're good enough for the job. It doesn't matter where you come from. Do you know what I mean? You know, like there's some foreign. Look at sort of like Jurgen Klopp. Yeah. He was a foreign manager, German. You know what I mean? And he put it this way, he was one of the best managers that we've had.
Best things happened to Liverpool.
In our time, because you know what it is? He brought back what people used to sort of like experience in the 60s and 70s. He brought it back. He brought that back.
Because he learned. He went back and learned about the club. That's why.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sort of like say like try and compare him to Shankly and Bob Paisley. But you could say it today. He was a modern day Shankly.
Oh, he was. Think about it this way. It's like what Uncle Rodz says. He made a perfect comment to that question. If it wasn't for Klopp coming in, we would be probably languishing around 8th, 9th, which we was at the time. That's number one. Number two, he was willing to learn the old Liverpool way to get back to the Liverpool that we are right now. Yes. Remember, guys, the fans, the ownership, everybody was separated before he came in. He managed to do this. Everybody singing from the same hymn sheet. What did he bring? What did him and his wife brought back? The boot room.
The boot room.
They brought that back, and they made the club be one again. And as soon as that separates, like we've been doing this season, it shows when Liverpool disconnects, we're a different football club.
Yeah.
There you go, people. So look at the difference, man. I mean, when we're this, everybody. Look at the fan base. Everybody was together. We couldn't wait to go to games. You know what I mean? And all that stuff. Now, we're like this again. And that's because of Klopp not being here. There you go, people. When someone comes into your club that doesn't relate to your club, Arne Slot is the same thing.
You know something? I would say this, right? Is you don't have to come from Liverpool to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to come from Liverpool to get it. If you get it, you get it. Simple as that. That's what it comes down to. If you get it, you get it. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Don't matter. And you look at the previous. You look at Shankly. You look at Paisley. They're not from Liverpool. Some is Scottish. Some is from from Sunderland, which is Paisley. I mean, they're not all from Liverpool. They're from outside. The core thing about Liverpool Football Club is mainly Scottish anyway. If you look at the team that created Liverpool, they're all Scottish. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Outsiders, that's work. The greatest players that we ever had are, outsiders as well. So we don't have to have, but I got a feeling the comment was meant to say, do the things we used to do internally. We don't need to go externally. You know what I mean? When there's a manager going, make sure it's someone that's at the club, like Shankly, Paisley, Fagan, Kenny Doug. That's what he means. I think. I don't think he means an overseas things. That's why I think we misunderstood what he was saying. But yeah, each to their own, as they say. Each to their own.
But you know something. If you look at it this way, if they treated Jurgen Klopp as good as well as they obviously should have, do you know what I mean? If they did that, maybe Klopp would have had a successor to his throne.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean?
People forget that.
It's all about how you get treated from the hierarchy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Back in them days when you had Shankly, Paisley, Fagan, and all that, right?
Yeah.
Right. The hierarchy just let them cook. Just let them cook. Because you guys know what you're doing. Don't need to tell you what you're doing and think that. All's gonna happen, right? If you need any players, come to me. But I'm not gonna tell you at the end of the day how to sort of like run your team and this and that. No. Because of what people got to realize, a lot of things have changed at the end of the day, right? With clubs these days. A lot of people you got the director of football trying to have an impact at the end of the day in the squad. You got like the CEOs at the end of the day trying to have an impact in the squad, saying that you got to play this person, you got to play that person.
Yeah.
Saying, because they may have cost or like a lot of money. So they want to, get their money's worth out of them. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of interference. So that's why you say that. That's why it's sort of like what was said today. I know we're going to talk about it, but what was said today in relation to sort of like Alonso's that sort of person today that said, look, the stipulation is if I come, I want sole control of the squad. So basically, in the day, right, you don't tell me anything about the squad,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is me. So there's a lot of things that's changed, you know what I mean, in the way that clubs are run these days.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, Uncle, you're making great points, mate. You're making great points. That's why I enjoyed this late night with me and you doing this, because it gives us peace of mind as well. Like nobody else is doing it, so we do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
It is fun, my friend.
It is, man. Just get away from everybody, man. Because I've noticed with the nights it's very tough to do streams because everybody's doing it around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Where's your space? There's no space for you. But yeah, you're right. You're right. With everything you said, actually, with Alonso, I hope he comes, but I can't see it, Unks. You know what I mean? Let me share the story with you guys. Let me get out of here and go to the other screen with Uncle Rodz. The speculation is Alonso is going to replace Arne Slot. That's what they're saying, Unks. But I don't believe it because you know where I stand. I've been saying it for a while. I don't think Arne Slot will be going anytime soon. I think he's already prepared for next season. That's why they had that around the table. It's like I'm disappointing people every time I say that. I'm trying to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? What do you want to do? Lie? I can't lie to you. You know what I mean? So I got to tell you the truth. I don't see Arne Slot leaving because let me ask Uncle Ross this question. Unks, yeah? With Arne Slot, if he was told he's surplus to requirement, like he needs to go, obviously Alonso is going to be taking over. Would he still be at the job? Would he still be here?
Yeah, you make a good point. You do make a good point. Unless they got an agreement and they just sort of like, at the end of the season, you're going to be replaced. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think what it is with Arne Slot, he doesn't want to go. He probably doesn't want to go anywhere yet. Just in case he can win the Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? There may be a situation where he can win the Champions League.
Yeah.
There's something in there that we, don't know. It could be a situation like that.
Unks, are you using a speaker or something?
Huh?
Are you using a speaker, not headphones?
No, I'm not using headphones. Nothing like.
Yeah, I could hear the speaker. Like I could hear something from the speaker.
What do you mean?
Headphones are better. That's what I'm trying to say. I could hear some feedback from you when you're speaking. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The only thing I can do.
Yeah.
Is
You got no headphones at all? It's okay.
I've got headphones here.
Yeah, headphones are better because I could hear you, but I could hear some crickly, like some sound at the same time.
Hold on.
Yeah. Now
How's
I can't
that?
hear it. Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a speaker. I knew it because I did the same thing with another stream with another person, and they said, "Are you using the speaker?" I said, "Yeah, it doesn't make the sound doesn't come through good." Yeah,
Sounds like it sounds like a mess.
Yeah, it does. It's like some kind of feedback. You know what I mean? Like an electrical thing. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So basically, and he's probably thinking, they're probably thinking, well, I ain't gonna go yet because there might be a chance of me winning the Champions League. And if I win the Champions League, it's gonna look better for my resume.
Yeah.
If I want to do good, so because remember the day, if you think about it, with Arne Slot, he's kind of like in a win-win situation.
Really. Oh, he is. Come on, man. The payout will be a large, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Now, if he goes at the end of the season and he doesn't win anything, he'll get a good payout. Again, if he goes at the end of the season and he probably get a good payout. You know what I mean? And if he wins something along the line like Champions League, well, then at the day, sort of like realms of opportunity, it's going to be sort of like.
Well, he's going to be still remaining, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
I mean.
No. The realms of opportunity for him to get sort of like another good club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right? It's going to be sort of like it's going to move in his hands. He could probably go to some. He could probably go to some team in Italy, like Inter Milan or something like that. And personally, I think he'll do well at Inter Milan. Let's take Inter Milan for instance. I think he'll do well at Inter Milan because the game's a bit more slower. The game's more of what he likes. Do you know what I mean? You know, of how to play the game. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, you got a point. And if he heard it, and they sort of like, you know, that he's going to be replaced at the end of the season, you know, he'll probably go now. But then again, probably that's why we're getting sort of like all these crap, sort of like what do I call it, results and the way that we play in the league. Because you look at that Brighton game, that was just diabolical. Do you know what I mean?
It was one of the worst I've seen in years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
we don't even create chances anymore. It's so bad.
It wasn't even that bad under Brendan Rodgers. Rodgers never had a bad game like that.
No.
You know what I mean? When Brendan Rodgers like got beat, you got beat. You got well beat. There's no in between. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So as you can see on here, Unks, it's saying about this was about 12:20 p.m. Today I took a day off early hours. I couldn't do nothing. I was so tired, man. Yesterday is one stream after another. I was going to this stream. I was going to that stream. I was doing my own one. I was doing this. I didn't even know I was liked. I didn't know people want to listen to my BS. You know what I mean? I don't make sense majority of the time because I'm so tired, but it's okay. Yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good, man, doing streams with other guys. And you realize that you're respected out there. You know what I mean? When people just want you to come on and all that stuff. So I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see, it says breaking. Arne Slot stands on the verge of the sack at Liverpool with Xabi Alonso waiting in the wings to replace him. Liverpool 10th league defeat of the season. A loss to Brighton at the weekend. It has sealed Slot's fate at Anfield. He will leave in the summer, and Liverpool have avoided an immediate dismissal only because their Champions League rivals have also dropped points. There you go. So that's what they're saying over here. But David Ornstein is saying the opposite, what I think, actually. So, yeah, big up, Trudon. I'll read that one out in a minute, mate. But keep the comments coming in, guys. It's all for you here. We don't ask for finance. We're all here about you and us. We are connecting as one fan base on this channel. So that's all we ask for, innit, Unks? We don't need just chat with us, man. Make us look forward to coming on streams, man.
We don't ask for much.
Nope, we don't ask. Just do the chat. It's free. We don't need nothing. Just it's free. David Ornstein talking on the Athletic podcast. All our information, despite reports to the is that Liverpool are sticking with Arne Slot. There's no thought to changing coach. They are planning with him, and their priority is to give him the profile of squad to succeed. There you go, people. This was about 5 hours ago, I believe. The other one was earlier. So they're at 6:06 today, tonight. That's when this one came out. So what do you think about David Ornstein's one, Unks?
I mean, there's always going to be conflicting sort of like posts, as it were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There can be posts that you will want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Positive posts is what you want to hear, like in the fact of moving Arne Slot along and bringing in Alonso.
No.
Or there's going to be posts at the end of the day that sort of like that are going to say that that he's here to stay. He's going to be here to stay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm like Craig at the end of the day. I'm like Craig from Anfield Agenda.
Yeah.
I'm like him. Well, if he's gonna stay, and he's and he's good enough to stay, show me how. Show me why you think at the end of the day that he's good enough to stay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Show me why you think at the end of the day that he is going to stay. You know what I mean? Because recently we haven't seen that.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything to say that they look like he deserves to stay. So you tell me why you think he deserves to stay. Why you think at the day that the FSG ain't gonna well, look, this is not working. You know what I mean? This is not working. Because the fact is that we can't do another Brendan Rodgers again. You know what I mean? We can't do another Brendan Rodgers again because it's different times. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
But so I honestly feel that in day sort of like at the end of the season, I do feel that they're going to pull the plug because the fact in day, right, I can see.
I'll oppose to that, but carry on what you're saying.
I can see a lot more screw ups in day happening. Do you know what I mean? And to me, in day, it's like it's going to come to a time in day where they're going to say it and they, this ain't working.
Okay, I'll oppose to what you're saying, if you know what I mean. And if Mo Salah leaving doesn't give you any indication that Arne Slot is staying, I can't help anyone anymore. You know what I mean? Okay. This season, what they said, from what I've seen, the owner, the hierarchies, not the owners, the hierarchies. Owners have put themselves in such a place, nobody can touch them anymore. Nobody can criticize FSG anymore because they've taken themselves out of that place now. They want you to criticize Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, Julian Walls, whatever that's there. That's what they do. That's a smart move by our ownership, They're no longer there anymore. They're beyond criticism now. They've got what they wanted. That was the plan all along for them, just to get away from all of us and stop this FSG at stuff and, you don't like them. Now, we're criticizing the likes of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards for what they've done, obviously, in the summer, etc. So, the reason I'm saying he's going to stay is because what I've heard from them, I listen carefully what they say. I don't listen to press conferences anymore because it's the same shit with Arne Slot when he speaks. I'm back again. PSG, the players are not doing their job. The low blocks are costing us, and it's the same shit every week. Avoid it, I say. Avoid the press conferences. Yeah, don't bother. It's the same. It's like he put a cassette there and it keeps rewinding the same things every single time, and I'm tired.
Like a merry-go-round.
Yeah, I can't listen to it anymore. So when I listen to these owners, I've been listening to them. Listen, I pay attention to these people for 16 years. I've listened to the same bullshit. So when I'm hearing last season should have been this season, that's what they said. Last season should have been this season. Does that tell you anything, guys? Does it tell you? So when they're saying last season should have been this season, what they mean is transitioning and all that stuff, starting over with a new manager, getting new players in, new system in, and all that stuff. That's what they're telling you already in advance, but you're not listening because you keep listening to these other people that's giving you false information. This Xabi Alonso thing should have happened months ago. Should have happened straight after that transfer window when we didn't sign anyone. He should have been through the door. Maybe he would have saved us. Maybe the preseason would have started early with Xabi Alonso and then give us that push to finish in the top 3 or something like that. And then in the summer, he's already ready to go, obviously for the preseason, and then we go into the new season ready more than everybody else. That's what we should have done. Sometimes what these people do, guys, they distract you. They make you think things are happening to avoid the real stuff that's happening around the football club. If Arne Slot was leaving, he would have just handed his resignation right now and left. But he ain't leaving. That's the whole point I'm trying to make to you guys. When I was listening to them, when they said that thing about, this season should have been last season, I listened some more. So what they said after that was, Diogo Jota's death has affected the players' minds this season. It really hurt them. They're not in a good place. They used that. Round the table, go and check it out. They talked about it. So as the conversation went on, what did they say next? New players haven't really developed to the standards that we want them because, the system we're playing doesn't suit them so far. Eventually they will, which means it's leading to next season. They're going to try all they can this season and it will go to next season. So when it goes to next season, they should be ready. That's in their mind. That's what they're saying. They're going to go through good preseason and they're going to go next season, be ready with this new formation and it will work out. That's how they think in their mind. This is what I've been trying to tell you for a while, guys. They're setting up for next season. Everything is going to next season because think about it this way. Let me ask you a question, Uncle Rodz. If this was Arne Slot's first season, would we all react the way we're reacting now?
What do you mean, with the losses and all that?
Yeah. Would we react towards him if this was his first season? I know you've already cancelled yourself up. I'm talking about what you know about Liverpool Football Club. If this was his first season, will the fan base react as they do right now towards him? There was no Premier League title, nothing. Just we're transitioning. We're getting ready for the future.
No, they wouldn't. No.
Thank you very much.
They wouldn't.
Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. They do this all the time. They are the kind of people that know how. They're not billionaires for no reason. You know what I mean? They scam people to get to be a billionaire. They wasn't born rich. They know what to do. This is the same thing they do to you guys. People defend them this season on what? Because they spent 450 million. And forgetting about the net spend is way lower than that. Probably nothing. So that's what I've been trying to tell you guys. They got this plan. This ran the table when you got Billy Hogan, Richard Hughes and Arne Slot together. It wasn't by design. It wasn't like it was planned or anything like that. They already knew what to do beforehand. Is in support of Arne Slot. That's what it is. There was no advertisement for that. It wasn't pre-planned. Normal circumstances around the table, they pre-plan it. There's adverts going out. They're all going to be there and all that stuff. Nothing like that happened. It was straight after the transfer window closed. Bam! Straight in the front of your face. Yeah. And all of a sudden, we're all kumbaya in each other. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. That's all they were doing. But you guys don't listen. You keep going to these idiots, the nerds, fans, that don't know nothing about football, never kicked the ball in their life. They don't even know the rules of football. They haven't even coached anybody. And then you have got people like us, oh, you guys are not good enough. You don't know what you're talking about. 16 years of this same shit I've been watching. I've stayed quiet. I don't say nothing about these people. But now, I'm letting it all out, man. I'm tired, man. Do you think this Xabi Alonso thing? Now you're talking about him. You're all looking forward to him. Now you're forgetting about what? The bigger issue we got. With this manager still here. Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
You know what it is, isn't it? Like, it's kind of like coincidental that the news of Xabi Alonso he's ready.
We needed him 3 months ago, not now.
Yeah, he's ready. But the thing is about it, in day, right? People like, I was watching Leo Goals today, and Leo Goals, and he goes like, "Yeah, Xabi Alonso's ready. He's ready," but he's not, though. He's not. No disrespect to Leo Goals, but he's not, because he's still saying that you know what I mean. If he's gonna come, it's gonna be in summer. Yeah, you right.
You pick and choose when to come.
But really and truly, at the day, when you think about it, we need you now, not summer. We need you now.
Thank you very much.
So, but like, it's coincidental that this news has resurfaced itself, right? When what bombshell have we just seen? Obviously we heard? What's the bombshell we heard? The bombshell is is the fact that sort of like what's I call it? Mo Salah's leaving.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do and everything that they're trying to give us a bit of news to cheer us up.
There you go. He's leaving on a free as well. You know what I'm saying?
On a free.
You guys don't think think about it, Liverpool fans. Yeah, use your brain. Yeah. Do you think Mo Salah is the most decorated player in this current team with Van Dijk in that year? And what's his aim in life? Breaking records. That's what he loves. So he signed a new contract a few months ago. Yeah. 2 years extra. Yeah. Do you think after what's happened this season, he's not going to ask them that question? Who's going to be here next season? Is the manager going to be here? And they say, yeah, he's going to be here. All right, it's time to go. Don't you think that kind of conversation happened with Salah? Cancel my contract. Listen, the guy's getting 400 bags a week, 400,000 a week. He could just sit on the bench and don't even play next season. That's how he could be. But the guy wants to play, so he must have asked him that question. And all of a sudden, he's gone on a free. You know what I mean? Do you think if a new manager was coming in, he would leave like this?
No,
if they know Xabi's coming in? Come on, man. He will prove. He will try to prove himself to that manager. And you know how ambitious Salah is, Unks. You know how he is.
So this is what sort of like this is what makes me a bit apprehensive of like whether he's coming in, whether Xabi Alonso is coming in or not, or whether we're going to be sort of like with the same head coach next season, regardless of what we win and what we don't win. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because one of our games when we come back off the international, one of our games is a FA Cup game.
Yeah.
Against
straight Man City, yeah, straight
Man City at the Etihad.
At the Etihad. Another loss probably. We've got a bad record over there. Everybody knows. It doesn't matter at the stage.
I remember that game, right? That night has to be settled on that night. Do you know what I mean? So when we go to penalties or what? Now it could be a situation and days like I could look at the FA Cup because sorry, I don't really want to be bothered with all that. Yeah, I want the Champions League, and just put out like a weakened team. Yeah, it could do that.
Is like Ravi said, Xabi Alonso has stepped away from a Real Madrid job because he was a yes man over there. That's the reason he quit. He wasn't really sacked or anything like that. He just couldn't do it because Real Madrid have a certain way of playing, and he said, "Nah, I can't be part of this anymore," and he left. So that's why Xabi Alonso actually left, because of he was a yes man over there. They told him you can't play 3 at the back. You got to play 4. You got to do this. You got to do the Real Madrid way. We just want you to stand on the sideline and be, the guy who's motivating the players. That's it. No, he's not that type of coach. He's not coach. Yeah, so that's why he quit. Now, do you think like he's going to come to another club that won a yes man again, and the same thing's going to happen? No.
I think this is why Leo Goals was saying that, that if Alonso comes to the club, he's told already that sort of like, I want, sole control of the squad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody makes any sort of like decisions on the squad apart from me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because he said that it's stipulations that
I'll come back to that. Yeah. Carry on.
It's stipulations of like what I want. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is sort of like is given. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll be there. Do you know what I mean? So it's gonna be a situation in days like he's gonna go if let's say for instance he is coming in. Yeah. It's gonna be a situation and he sits down and negotiates with them and say, look, this is what I want and this is how I want to run things. You know what I mean, right? And I don't want no interference from you when it comes to my squad. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So but listen, at the day, right? They're always spinning us a yarn. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I just hope, I really do hope at the day that it is a case of like Arne is leaving the season, right? Do you know what I mean?
I'm hoping as well, my brother.
I'm hoping as well, and I'm hoping that Alonso or somebody else comes in that, because I was looking on Coppish at the day, and there's something like De Zerbi to Liverpool, and I thought, no.
He's not a yes man, so there's no point to even
but
mention that one.
Yeah, but not even that. But what's he won?
Yeah,
he's won nothing. What?
You know why? Because players like him. That's why. Is that the thing you need at your football club? Because players
No, don't. I want success.
That's it.
You know what success? And not being funny, all sense and purposes, he hasn't got none. He hasn't won anything.
He hasn't won anything. To me, it's like another Arne Slot from what I've seen. But at least
he's like a Brendan Rodgers.
Championship. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers, yeah, something like that. Just talk. That's it, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not.
We need a guy who could. You know what it is? It's like what we said in the beginning of the stream, Unks.
We need born winners.
We need born winners. Not only born winners, a manager, a head coach that can relate to the fan base as well. Do you know what I mean, Unks? That can relate to us, that can connect us again and make us as one again. That's what we need at this football club. For Liverpool, without that emotion side, it's not the same football club. Let's just be realistic here, guys.
Of course, I mean, because the thing is about it, you get Alonso into your club.
Yeah.
Alonso gets it. He's been in a Champions League winning team.
Exactly.
You know, he gets it. He knows what it's all about. And plus, at the day, he went to Germany and he did a madness with Germany.
Undefeated, my friend. And he could have won the Europa League final as well. Then he lost in the final. There you go.
Yeah. And the thing is about it, in the day, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the first time that Leverkusen's won a league. That's the first time Leverkusen's probably won a German Cup.
There you go.
Well, one of the first times anyway. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because remember the day? Do you remember back in the day in the early 2000s when they had mans like Ballack?
Yeah, man.
Lucio,
and players like that. They even had Kai Havertz there at one stage. You know?
Yeah,
Sammy Hoopier coached them as well. So
but
don't forget, they played Real Madrid in the final. Is when Zidane scored that volley.
Yeah, and the thing is about it, now we lost that. Remember that they had a good team at that time because I had that guy. Yeah. The manager at that time was Klaus Toppmüller.
Yeah,
remember him?
Yeah.
He looked like a typical German, didn't he? He looked like a typical German. He was quality.
The good old days of football, man. I really
he was quality. But they had some players back in the
some players.
They had some ballers back in the day, but they still never won the league.
Never won the league, mate.
Do you know what I mean? Then Xabi Alonso comes in, and they will probably, let's say, for instance, and no disrespect to the players that Xabi Alonso had, but they were half the players or what they had, and then they with the famous Leverkusen side back in the day.
So if you could motivate half a team like that into winning titles and beating Bayern Munich to a title, what can he do at Liverpool if he concentrates only on Liverpool as he did at Leverkusen? He could work miracles. You know what I mean, Unks?
It's true, and the thing is about I know your feelings. I know your feelings at the day at three at the back, and it's quite warranted. You know what I
mean? No. Listen, I looked at him. What I've seen is. I don't mind three at the back. Don't get me. I'm not completely opposed to it. There is times you can do that. Yeah. The thing is, what people misunderstand with Xabi Alonso, the players he had, that's the formation he could play with. You get what I'm saying? That is what they were suited to. So he can play different formations. If you know what I mean, Unks.
Yeah.
Because of the players he had, that's why he had to play that formation because they were suited to that, and it worked to miracles, innit?
But when you think about it in the day, right? We have the players at the day. We do have the players at the day to play sort of like.
Well, you don't buy Jacket and Leone for them to be on the bench.
So we got the players. We got the players to do that, and I think when it is at the day, and then what you can do at the day, you can play Szoboszlai and Verts as 2 10s. Yeah. Then you got like Ekatike or Isak as a striker. So it can work. You know what I mean? Yeah. What he wants to do at Liverpool, he can.
Let him do what he wants, man. Because you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Let him cook. You know what I said? I would say let him cook because
it's his decisions at the end of the day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So let him be. And, and he could relate to everybody. That's what's good about him.
Do you remember what I said earlier on as well, right? When I was talking about sort of like Klopp, yeah, and I was talking about managers at the day that come to the club. Doesn't matter where they're from, as long as they get it. Do you know what I mean, right? And I said Klopp gets it. Alonso gets it as well. This is what people.
Do you know what I believe about managers, Unks? Yeah. What I believe about. Let me just read this comment before I go on. Listen, everybody entitled to their own opinion, but that brother Igal says some wild, weird, obnoxious stuff to tell the truth. To tell you the truth, sorry, he brings it on himself, like Uncle Rodz said most of the time. Though it's stupidity. I agree with you, bro. Like, the only way things like that happen to you is when you keep. Why are you going back retaliating to him? You know what's the best thing about life, guys? When you ignore someone and they keep coming back at you because you got to them. That's the whole point. But he keeps going back to this guy every single time. I just saw him make a video about Lee, and then it's just back and forth. Don't do that. Ignore the hate from the other side. Because at the end of the day, if Arsenal win the league, who's right all along? Not Lee, Igal. So just let it be, man. Just let it be. But as for the manager, as you were saying, Unks, yeah, think about it this way, yeah. When you got a manager like Klopp, how long did it take you to realize how good this guy was? Because it took me. At first, I said when he said to me, "Oh, you know, I turn you down to believe it. If I don't win the league, if I don't win a championship in 5 years, I will manage somewhere in Switzerland." That's what he said. I said to myself, does this guy know what football club is at? This football club is finished. I mean, we've got Lamberts and shit like that. What are you talking about, bro? I mean, and some of the worst players in the history of the club. How can you transform something like that? We've been through so many managers in the last 30 years. Do you think you could be a miracle worker? That's what I said. And then as time went on, Unks, he got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I said, damn, I like this. And I told my mate Scott, and he said, what do you mean? Like, bro, like, have you ever noticed there? I look back in football sometimes. When a manager is number one at a football club, that's the successful clubs around the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? You look at Ferguson, you look at Shankly, you look at Mourinho, you look at Pep Guardiola, Johan Cruyff, Capello, you know, Lippi, Arrigo Sacchi.
Marcello Lippi to blood.
I mean, all these guys, Ancelotti, when they are the number one focused, you know, at the club, not this player, not that player, they are the most successful team in the world. And that's what Klopp made me believe. And I realized that afterwards. When this pussyfooting around managers like Brendan Rodgers, Roy Hodgson, Roy Evans, all these guys, you don't win shit. The players walk on top of you, on your head. They tell you when they're going to train. They tell you when they're going to come in. They tell you what game they're going to play in. That's when you avoid those kind of managers. You need a strong manager that don't take any bullshit. You need a strong manager that's number one at the football club in order for your football club to be successful. And that's what people don't do. People forgot about that. And then you look at Arne. I'm hearing the players think he's a nice guy. I said, well, nice guys finish last.
Fuck yeah. Do you know what it is as well? I think when I look at somebody like Arne Slot, and I'm so Jurgen Klopp, when I look at people like Jurgen Klopp, I always knew that he was a good manager. You know what I mean? Good manager. Mm-hmm. But I didn't realize how good he was.
We'll see. Yeah.
I didn't realize how good he was, and you know,
yes, Becky.
When he come in.
Big up Becky. Please subscribe to Becky. Sorry, Unks. Please subscribe to Becky. She is brilliant at football. She's a Liverpool fan, and she got her own channel. Please subscribe to her. But
is it? She got a channel?
Yeah, she got a channel.
Send me the link. I'll subscribe to it.
Yeah. Well, I'll share it. Whoever's in the mods, please share Becky's channel on the chat section. But carry on, Unks. Carry on.
Yeah. So I didn't realize how good he was until he came in. You know what I mean? When he came in and that first game against sort of like against Tottenham. Remember that first game against Tottenham?
Yeah. When the players ran themselves to the ground. Yeah,
it was a 0-0 and everything. And we all thought a lot of people thought we was going to get beat because I thought we was going to get beat, and I literally was prepared to take it on the chin because I thought something. He's just come in. You know what I mean? He's just come into the club, and then he needs to find his.
You don't need to do that, Clive, man. Come on, bro.
No, man, I support him, brother.
Yeah, I know. Carry on. I don't want to argue with Unks, but carry on.
It's true. No, but like
it's a good show. It's a good show. It is a good show, to be fair.
Yeah, man.
Even I'm speaking, but I'm enjoying it, and that's very hard for me to enjoy anything. But carry on, Unks. Carry on.
No, but I didn't realize how good because I think what he did and they is
yeah, I agree.
He got the players that they respecting themselves. He got the players that they fighting. Yeah. Even for the first, he said when he met Adam Lallana, him and Adam Lallana, for the first day they met, it was an everlasting friendship. You know what I mean? People wonder why, and they sort of like that Klopp gave Lallana every chance at the day. It's because of the bond. Because Lallana on the first day that Klopp at the day, right, took training. First day, he walked up to Klopp and said, "All right, boss, what do you want to do? Where do you see me? What do you want to do?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Klopp couldn't believe it. He just couldn't believe at the day that somebody would come to him and like say that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like to say, well, like, anything you want me to do, I want to do it. And from that, they were like that. Do you know what I mean? He goes, well, I see you doing this and I see you doing that and I think that. And he goes, all right, boss. And he went and done it. No, just to say, he went and done it. And there was friends ever since then. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't really realize how good this manager was until he took that first game at Tottenham. Yeah. And he had the players running into the ground, running for every ball. And did you see when he was screaming and shouting at Moreno, because he told Moreno today to stay back. He goes, stay back and just defend. That's all I want you to do. And Moreno was all the way up there, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Even if
it's not like Arne Slot, is it? Like, oh, I'll take off Kwanzaa, but what did you do since? Nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You picked on a young player, bro.
I know.
Do you remember what I said to you after that game, Unks? He better do the same thing to the other players, the big names.
And he did do it.
So now look at Kwanzaa, guys. Like, let me give you something, guys. Yeah. All this time, me and Uncle Rodz were I don't know. I think Uncle Rodz was. I could be wrong, Unks. We was defending Kwanzaa throughout the last season when people were having a go at him because Arne Slot took him off. They said Arne Slot was right. He took him off against Ipswich. He was having an appalling game. He's finished. Let's get another centre back in. Who's right now? Who's right now? Who's right now?
Exactly.
Kwanzaa all along. Kwanzaa all along.
He's literally.
Kwanzaa all along was right.
Yeah.
He picked on the vulnerable ones as he's doing right now with Chiesa's, Endo's, Jones, etc. He got rid of a centre back that we needed this season because of what he spotted in the Ipswich game. His talent idea is shit anyway. His judgment of formations and everything is crap, and everybody can see it this season. It's right in front of your face. Now we lost some good players that could have been beneficial for us this season because of his judgment. Taking off a youngster in the first half. Like, how dare you, bro? How dare you? After the first half, sorry. Who are you? Now look at you. You're a mess.
Yeah, it's true.
Mess, bro.
And this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And to be fair, right, this is what I've been feeling for a long time, and this is what I felt. And it was not a good idea, and then they to sort of like bring in Arne Slot. What you should have done, and is treated
man management.
No, treated Klopp with a bit more respect than what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you wouldn't have been in this situation.
Trying to dismantle the formation Klopp set for 10 years. You know what I mean? What kind of nonsense that? Even, Klopp respects this club so much. He loves this club so much. He even gave us a great team to win the league the next season. Left it behind. That's the kind of human being that we need at our football club. Not selfish people that want to change things just because the previous boss was better than you. No, you don't change things like that. You respect the previous, and then you just take it on. And then eventually, slowly, year in, year out, then you put your own input in there. That's a proper manager. Not this rubbish we're watching. That's not a manager. That's someone that got there by accident.
It's shit. It is fucking shit. I'm screwing shit. And you know what? And I think the worst thing about it is, it's like, it's really turning off a lot of people. People are just like,
do you think I'll watch Liverpool after we can see the first goal? I already know we lost this game. What's the actual point? Even we get an equaliser, we're still going to lose. So there's no point in being there. Look at our record this season. Every game bar one, we've lost. The Sunderland one, the draw. When Chiesa, we should have lost that game because of Chiesa. You know what I mean? Chiesa saved it on the goal line, didn't he? Yeah. That could have been a 100% record.
And what thanks did he get for that?
Nothing. There you go. Another bullied another player, mate. There you go.
Do you know the amount of players that we stand to lose this season? We stand to lose.
We've lost 13 last season. We gained 7. So now we're going to lose some more.
We've lost. So like, We've lost Salah. Salah's going to go, obviously. Kanate's going, I reckon. Robertson's going to go. Yeah. I think Curtis Jones is going to go.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what I mean? And I think Maka might go as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the way he's speaking, I'm not gonna sign a contract. I'll sign it. I'll talk about it when I want to talk about it. Who are you, mate? Let's get out now, man. Get out of my football club, man.
I tell you, the only thing that can probably glue it together is if, was it Alonso comes out with an announcement or some kind of concrete announcement that Xabi Alonso is coming next season.
Yeah,
you know
I agree. Yeah,
I honestly feel. Because don't you think it's funny? Don't you think it's funny in the day, right? The beginning of the season, right? Beginning of this year, in January and all that, he had all this to and fro with Salah and the board and everything that he wasn't getting paid enough and this and that. You know what I mean? Then he went to African Nation Cup, right? And he come back and he's played in there. He hasn't been really good this season.
No,
you know what I mean? It happens to a lot of players, yeah. But he hasn't been good this season, right? But yet nobody wants to talk about that, mind you. Right. So he hasn't been good this season, right? Now, after all that kerfuffle, do you know what I mean, that he had with the board and stuff and days about he's not being played and this and that, and he, you know, and he got suspended, didn't he? Got suspended or something like that, innit? Right? After all that kerfuffle, for sort of like 2 months after that, said that you were leaving at the day. You're going to be leaving at the end of the season when there's 2 months left of the season. I just find it strange.
As I said to you, Unks, he discussed his future not so long ago. He was not happy about his performances. He was not happy in the position he's playing, like a touchline kind of winger. If you look at Salah's career, guys, like he's more inverted kind of forward, not going out wide and trying to dribble past defenders and all that stuff. Don't believe that bullshit people are giving you. He was more internal. And just gets on with his business. He's not always gonna get past 3 or 4 players. He was never that type of player. He's a goal scoring machine. You never seen a right winger score this many goals season in, season out. You know what I mean? So it just shows like he was extraordinary in the position that he was playing. So when you take that away from the player and start playing him in a wider position, which is a supplier for the strikers, it takes away a lot of his game, and that's what's happened to Salah this season, unfortunately, guys. And not only it takes away a lot from his game, his confidence it's not going to be the same because he doesn't feel he's wanted anymore. And people don't look into that, Unks. They just think like, he's just not performing. No, his whole position has changed because we play with strikers now. We no longer play with a withdrawn striker like Firmino or anyone like that, or John. Rest in peace. You know what I mean?
Because Firmino in the day, I got
sacrificed a lot.
Yeah, God bless him. Firmino and they. They used to knit the team together.
Yeah.
Because Mane's come out. He's come and said he said that Firmino was the best player in the squad. Yeah. Without Firmino,
nothing.
A lot of things wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
They would not have worked. Do you know what I mean? Firmino's that sort of player. And I do think at the day, Firmino was very underrated. You know, he went very underrated 100%. And very, very unappreciated. You know, didn't really appreciate what sort of work that he did. You know what I mean? Obviously, at the end of the day, if you're a forward player, unless you score, do you know what I mean? People don't really sort of like, pay attention to you. It's like Darwin Núñez at the day. Darwin Núñez did a lot of good things for the team, but you know, if you buy a striker, you buy a striker to score goals. Yeah. So if he's not scoring goals and it's not scoring goals, well then you don't think of him as much. You don't hold him in that high regard as you would with a Salah, a Mane, you know what I mean? Something like that. Do you know what I mean? But if you look at sort of like his all-round game, he's pressing, do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's running, he's hard work, and like sometimes you just get back and defend and stuff. Do you know what I mean? If you look at that, do you know what I mean? You probably look at Darwin Núñez in a different light. Do you know what I mean? Same with Luis Diaz, you know what I mean?
Now people want them back, you know what I mean? Not so long ago, a lot of people want them out. So make up your mind, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what it is? You know what is that old saying, innit, Angs? You don't know until it's gone how you're gonna feel about something. And just there you go. As soon as they leave, you realize you regret what you said. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be careful how you're going about things. There's a lot of people actually want to Klopp out as well. You know what I mean? And I was warning people that the grass is not always going to be green on the other side. Think about it this way, guys, yeah? Say we finish outside the top 5, yeah? We don't get a Champions League spot. We go in the Europa League or Conference League or not even, no Europe, yeah? Players already now are trying to get out of the football club, which never used to happen under Jurgen, as you guys remember. Players, it didn't matter the wage. They were willing to sign a contract. Remember, guys? You know what I mean? Varane at Man United was getting more than Van Dijk. And who's the better player?
Van Dijk.
You know I mean, Casemiro was getting more than Fabinho and all them lot. And Henderson and you know, Wijnaldum's. Who's the better players in the Premier League? Them, right? They were getting less money. They didn't complain. All Klopp has to say to them, guys, I want you to stay, sign a new contract. Yes, boss. Straight away, they go and sign a contract. So that's gone out the window. Players are willing to run their contracts down now. Look at Konate. When did you ever see that under Klopp? Players running their contract. Never seen it before under Klopp. In the beginning, you could say, you know, players wanted to leave like Coutinho, Emre Can, etc. But that was the beginning. You expect that because they don't think they're going to be successful.
No, but so to cut across you, look at the things that Emre Can, he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But what it was with Emre Can, why I respect him, why I did respect him, because Emre Can said in there, I'll give you to the end of the season.
Yeah.
He played to the end of the season.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you always got respect for that, because I want to leave, but I'm not going to leave now. I'm going to leave at the end of the season. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that gave sort of like Liverpool enough time at the day to at least try and find a replacement. But you know, big up to him and they for doing that. The things with obviously Coutinho at the day, he wanted to go. He wanted to go because, you know, it's like them man's in Barcelona was like in his ears and everything. I said, yeah, man, come over. Do you know what I mean? And stuff. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So he wanted to go. But, you know, so I can always respect Emre Can. Always respect him.
Yeah. Yeah, big up, Lucky. Saying what you're saying. These social media needs. I can't see it properly, man. Yeah,
these social
media needs to be banned. Sport. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Let me just go through the comments as we continue. Obviously, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. We're staying for a bit longer for you guys to relate to you guys. Make a realization. I think video is it realization. How do you say it? Realization?
No. Realize.
I don't know how to say. Video of Klopp gets.
You're supposed to put. Make realization. Video.
Realization. Yeah, video.
Yeah. Video's going.
Get views headline. Oh, maybe. Yeah. I'm not good with all this stuff, you know, Lucky. I'm an old school, like Uncle Rodz, we're old school. We just get on with our stuff and we just do what we.
But if you've got any tips, let us know.
Let us know. Making headlines is what media does. 100% right. 100% right, bro. Big up, Lucky, by the way. Every club does this, not by design. I agree. Big up, Lucky, by the way. I've never seen you before. I hope you subscribed and all that stuff. Let's see what my brother, Mr. 12th man. What is he saying? Big up 12th man.
Yeah, big up.
Also, I disagree that if he was getting sacked, he'd quit. Contract don't benefit individuals that way. If he gets sacked, he gets a £5 million holiday, and he would still find employment elsewhere. Okay.
Yeah, he would. That's what this is what I'm saying. I think when it is with Arne Slot, he's in a win-win situation because what they're going to look at. All right, if he doesn't win the Champions League this season, they're still going to look at it and say that his first season he won the league at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? So he's in a win-win situation.
Yeah. I like this comment from Social. Listen, I love your comment, but the thing is, if I played for France, even me, and I played for Real Madrid, even me, I'll win all that trophies easily. But Van Dijk does the opposite. You know what I mean? He plays with the less talented teams and still wins things. So shouldn't he deserve more, upgrade with the pay? And not only that, at the time, Van Dijk was the best defender in the world. So he's getting less than Varane. Ooh.
Yeah, but even Varane, and if you look at Varane, he hardly played for Man United. He was injured all the time.
There you go. I'm talking about Man United, not Real Madrid. I'm not talking about Real Madrid. I'm talking about Man United.
You know what I mean?
He was getting more money at Man United than Van Dijk. And
yeah,
Van Dijk was the best defender in the world at the time.
Yeah, and he was, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's just like Varane was hardly available for Man United. So what having that? It's all right having a sort of like a World Cup winner, Champions League Cup winner, and somebody play for Real Madrid in your squad. Used to be Real Madrid in your squad, but if he's not playing, if he's not available,
how you deserve that money?
Do you know what I mean?
Question is, what has he done for Man United?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. There you go.
What have you done for me lately?
Listen, everybody can play for Real Madrid. You know what I mean? That league is not as competitive as over here, and especially you look at the difference between Man United and Real Madrid and Liverpool. It's night and day. You know what I mean? So, what Van Dijk, Salah, Mane, all these guys have done is something great Liverpool teams of the past couldn't do in the 90s and 90s. So, give them credit for that. They deserve more respect. And this team has done something the greatest Liverpool teams in the past couldn't do, which is win the World Club Cup. So they were world champions at one stage. So respect them for that, man. Do you think Slot walks at the end of the season, Uncle Rodz?
I hope. You can never tell. You can never actually tell with this club. You know what I mean? Of like what's going to happen next. But I got my fingers crossed, my man. I got my fingers crossed that he does go at the end of the season. I don't think he walks. I think he'll get. They have to get sacked.
Hughes and do you think that you agree with this one? They should walk if Alonso comes in.
So Hughes and Edwards need to go. I'm not a huge fan of Big Up
Evo. Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of Richard Hughes. I never was.
Yeah.
I think that Edwards is a bit of a sneaky person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would like to see them go. In fact, at the end of the day, I would like to see Liverpool run by the Saudis. That's me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that, Uncle? Carry on with that conversation. Why do you want state?
Because they get shit done. They get shit done. Do you think at the end of the day, that if we had Arne Slot, Jurgen Klopp, Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Do you think if we had Jurgen Klopp at the helm at Liverpool, and he was, doing bits at the day, winning this and winning that, do you honestly think at the end of the day that he would have left?
Yeah.
No. The only reason that he would have left, now this is the only reason he would have left if he was just like physically tired. You know what I mean? So, like you're physically tired because you're doing it. It's a lot of work.
Didn't he a year before sign a new contract?
Yeah. He wouldn't have left on the cloud.
He's been told.
Yeah, he wouldn't have left on the cloud that he was in it, because what the Saudis would have done, they would have made available every tool that Jurgen Klopp wanted to carry on his success.
Yeah.
You see what it is with the Saudis and everything now. They're a bit more into football than what the Americans are. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're a bit more into football than what the Americans are. I mean, all right, look at Man City and everything. Yes, at the end of the day, there's some dodgy things that goes on at Man City and stuff,
But Man City was never they're never Liverpool, are they? They
never.
Club. They took over a small club that needed probably things like that at the time.
Yeah, Liverpool's
club. Books are balanced, and we have to do that.
That's what I'm saying. So in effect, at the day, if the Saudis did come to Liverpool, they won't have to do a lot
of dodgy things.
No. All they have to do is to make sure that the manager they got in place, gets what he needs to get in the day to be a success. He will not have been sold short. This is what I'm saying to you. Because when the young Klopp got money at the day to buy players at the day, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He never got everything that what he wanted. You understand what I'm saying? Even with this manager, he never got everything what he wanted. Well, I hope.
Well, 7 players in, 13 leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so.
Jota, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because what we needed was like a left winger. We got 2 strikers, and we got a 10, like a playmaker, and we got like a left back and a right back.
Where's the pace? Where's the pace in the team? First of all,
that's what we got. Yeah, but what we needed on top of that, we needed a DM. Yeah, that's what we needed, a DM, and we needed a centre back. If we got if we got all that, so that's like I've counted like it's like 6 players. Yeah. If we got all that, yeah, right, we'd have been in a better position than what we are now. You cannot keep on using Ryan Gravenberch as a DM.
Yeah.
That was an experiment.
That wasn't the plan in the first place. You know what I mean? The
No.
plan was to get someone that can help them. You know, eventually.
Exactly.
But imagine like they tell you that, and all of a sudden we're still having the same shit season in, season out. You know
Yeah,
I mean?
we still
those
do
players
the
get
same
tired. Those players get tired. You know what I mean? Because they're not playing in their right position. They already sacrificed a lot, you know, in the past couple of seasons to play out a position. But when you keep telling them, "Oh, we need you to stay another year," they get tired, and that's what's happened to these players.
Well, look at FSG. Look at PSG.
Mm-hmm.
Look at PSG. And when these Saudi owners come in, they're buying everybody and the wife
is
and the cat.
PSG complaining?
Yeah.
Is Man City complaining?
No,
there you go.
But what they've done?
You're spot on what you said though. They are footballing people. These Arabs are footballing people.
Because notice what's happened with the Saudis now at PSG. Notice how they changed their philosophy. Now, you don't get like the big stars in there, like your Messi, like your like Neymar, and this person and that person. You don't get that anymore because what they've realized at the day, right?
It doesn't pay off.
It's not down to the name of the person. It's down to the ability of the person.
What they're willing to do. You know,
right?
If they're hungry enough to win, that's what it's all about. Not give you like skills and looping it off players' heads and all that stuff. It's not all about that, man. It's it's about the seriousness of the footballer, and that's what they're going that direction.
And this is what I'm talking about. See, not like what they've got now in the squad in a PSG squad. Yeah, they've got a lot of hungry players in there now. Yeah, and what is it? The manager has got backed by the owners with that. Do you know what I mean? He must have come in. Luis Enrique must have come in and said, "Look, bro, we don't need all them players there.
Yeah,
we don't need all those players there. All we need at the end of the day is hungry players, bro.
Yeah.
Because listen, at the day, bringing man like Dewey, bringing Vitinho was playing for Wolves for God's sake.
There you go, bro.
And he's a Champions League winner now, bro.
There you go, bro.
Do you know what I mean?
But people don't look at that, Unks. They want this glam style of footballers. But let me continue. We'll continue what we're talking about.
Yeah, go.
The messages. I don't want to be rude to the people. Only thing I think was wrong with the Messiah Klopp, he was a little too loyal. Yes, I agree with that. Too loyal, and showed too much sentiment. Otherwise, he is the German Don Dada. You're right about that.
But
you're spot on what you said. The thing is, sometimes don't mistake, kindness for the detriment of a head coach or anything like that. It's because he had no choice at that time. It's like Uncle Rodz said, this club doesn't spend money. So what could he do? Imagine this, yeah? Look what Klopp did in the past, Unks, yeah? Season ended, they got rid of players. But the thing is, nothing was coming the other way. So how much longer can he take that? If you know what I mean? So at that point, he started saying, if I lose this guy, there's nothing coming the other way. So I might as well just keep him because, you know what I mean? He still could do a job for me. I don't think it was as much as sentiment. I think it was players leaving and nothing coming in the other way. Do you agree?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And I remember we were speaking about this years ago.
Yeah.
We were speaking about this as well. And I don't blame him for that. He got rid of a lot of players, but nothing came the other way. Look at the defense he got rid of, like Rovron and all these guys. What came the other way? Nothing.
Nothing.
And we lost the league that season. We was top until January. Matip was the last defender that was fit, and he got injured. And then the rest is history. We brought in some two idiots that don't know what they're doing. And then we ended up playing two midfielders at the centre back. That didn't work out. And then we ended up playing Reece Williams and Nat Phillips at the back.
Yeah, now Dealey.
So you got to think about it. Think about it that way, Danny boy.
But you know what?
I agree with what you're saying. Obviously, sometimes you could say that, but you got to think about it in a way of what could he do if he lost that player? Is anything coming the other way? And majority of the time, as we know of FSG back in the day, because let me say something to you guys here. Please listen carefully to this one as well, everybody. Yeah, we're a sell to buy club, but what you need to look at from that point of view, how often do we sell players to buy other players?
Mm.
Think about it.
Mm.
Go on,
Another thing as well, when you look at sort of like sentimentality, I understand what you're saying about sentimentality. I understand that.
I understand that.
But what it is at the end of the day is sort of like, you can also say as well that Klopp was a good man manager. He was a good man manager, and I think that, right?
Yeah.
And these players knew at the end of the day, right? You know, if sort of like I run my socks off for this guy, work hard for this guy, yeah, I'm gonna get looked after. Do you know what I mean? You know, they had this sort of relationship, and the bond was so tight.
Yeah.
Because remember at the day, you know, like when you look at remember that when we won the Champions League, it was Henderson and Klopp that was crying together, and they tears of joy of winning the Champions League.
Oh, 100%, mate.
But do you remember at the day, like when Klopp won the league?
Yeah.
And they interviewed him there for that, and he started to tear up.
Yeah.
He started to tear up, but he couldn't complete the interview.
Yeah.
Couldn't hold it in, couldn't complete the interview, and that's tears of joy.
Yeah.
And he was partying at the day with the guys. He's partying and dancing with the guys later. Because what a lot of people don't realize about the young Klopp is like what Prince Boateng said. Prince Boateng said, and then when he came to Dortmund, when he came to Dortmund and everything, and everybody slating him, it was Klopp.
Why are you signing him? Why are you signing him? He's a troublemaker. What is it?
You know what I mean? It was Klopp that stuck up. And Klopp said, "Nah, man." He goes, "Nah, man. This guy's gonna be he's a good player. Yeah. He's gonna be really good at this club." As soon as Prince Boateng said he heard that. As soon as he heard that, he said, "I would have run for a brick wall for him."
Exactly, mate.
Do you know what I mean? So like, it's all about your management style and everything that. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I keep telling you guys, because you know what it is, Unks. Yeah, I love YouTube. You know what I mean? The way we're all friends and we all back each other as Liverpool fans. But sometimes you got to listen carefully to what people say. I don't think they cover what we're covering right now. Like, I don't think Danny knew what Klopp was facing. He mistaken sentiment, kindness for what Jurgen was doing with players. But as I said, if you look back at it, we don't sell players, guys. We don't really, like, what finance do we, apart from Coutinho, what finance do we actually get for players in the last, say, 5 years? Nothing. If we're sell to buy, that means you're sell to buy. So if there's no finance coming in, you can't spend. So if you're keeping players because you know nothing's coming in return, then that's all you can do. You can't do anything else.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for Jurgen. It really hurt me because I was sitting there a few weeks ago and I said, that guy is a fucking genius, man. What he had to go through with this ownership, I don't think any other manager would have stayed that long.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, like,
no, facts.
He suffered, man. And us lot just criticizing him for things. You need to think about it before you say things about him because it was hard for him, man. It was really, really hard for that poor guy. And then
it's kind of like it's kind of a shame that you have to explain, explain this to people and what this guy went through. And
he won every trophy. So you expect when a manager wins every trophy to get the backing that he deserves, and they didn't even give him the backing.
Yeah.
Like, what is that all about, guys? What are we watching, man? And we lose him just like that. I mean, like, come on, man. It's sad. It's really bad. Striker is age 33 and plays every game right wing. That's what Liverpool's gonna miss, Lucky. Because there ain't no one like Salah in regards to appearances and always being available. What's the best thing about player? Being available.
Yeah, availability.
Availability is the best medicine, man. And if we don't have that, it's gonna be very, very tough. Look at the modern day players, Lucky. How a little toenail, broken, you're gonna miss for about 3-4 weeks. The other day, Ekatike got a dead leg. He started crying, thinking there's a serious injury. Was it just a dead leg? You know what I mean? So yeah, it made me laugh. You're crying, bro? Oh, it's a dead leg. You never had a dead. You never
run it off of there.
Oh my god!
Run it off, man.
Crying,
Cretin.
That's what Daddy says always. Cretin. I don't even know what cretin is, but I'm old school.
Cretin. No, it's old. It's an old school word, man. Cretin is an old school word. Cretin and numbskull.
numbskull. That's my favorite one. You know that, Unks. Trudon says McAllister won the World Cup. Does that mean he deserves a pay rise? This World Cup thing is flawed. I don't understand. I never said about pay rise. Who? About Van Dijk? You talking about?
No, remember the guy was saying about sort of like.
Oh, he's talking the other guy. Yeah, okay. He didn't do the
yeah.
so I don't know. I don't think he plays free at the back with us. It depends in it. I think he's got multiple formations. That's why I think I misunderstood it when it first were talked about. Alonso, does he only play free at the back? Then I look back at him, he plays more than that. So we don't need to worry about that, to be fair, guys. Free at the back is a formation. You could find that, eventually. You've got no mobility. You can't change players. It's what you see. It's what you get with that formation. Well, the local Scousers never go for state ownership. They have always been against it. We'll come back to the comment. Carry on. What are you going to say?
No, it was just a quick one. The only way you can change it is change it to 5 at the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only way you can change it in an in-game.
Yeah. Listen, he knows what he's doing. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. If we're successful with free at the back, who's going to complain? Nobody. So.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh, the local ownership. The local fan base. Don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. That's all I can say.
The local fan base will have us.
I don't
have us bucket.
It's not the local fans. It's these people that have YouTube channels that's brainwashing everybody else because they get free tickets, they get free press, they get free everything that goes to Anfield. So they brainwash everybody around them. We're Scousers. No, man. Even older Scousers that I work with on a regular basis know about them. They work for the football club, guys. That's why they brainwash everybody else. Because if the Arabs come in, they're gonna get state-of-the-art stuff. They're going to get new people, working at the football club, and they're going to move these people out of the way. That's what they don't want. They're selfish, bro. They don't care about the football club. They care about what represents them, what is for them. They don't care about Liverpool Football Club, man. Don't forget, those people, originally made the channel to get a manager out. And all of a sudden, they're working for Liverpool Football Club. I mean, hey, listen, I know these people, man. I met them. They're idiots. Yeah. Don't put all the local people. They said the same about Man City fans. How did that turn out? They said the same thing about Paris Saint-Germain fans. How did that turn out? There you go. France is pretty, one of those countries. They're very far right as well. And they accepted the Arab over there. Oh. Yeah. 100% unks about the players we need. Get in there, man. Get in there. Ant, I haven't seen you for ages.
And Dicko, big up, and Dicko.
I haven't seen you for ages, bro. Hi, hope all okay. Of course, Rodz and Fozi. My snooker team won World Cup. So was it won a cup quarterfinal tonight? Yeah. I made a 25 clearance, total clearance semi-final away next week. Away at the league championships. Congratulations, my guy.
He plays a lot of snooker and that.
I'm a pool guy. I don't do snooker, guys. I'm a pool guy. I'm good at that. Big up, Lucky Singh, man. Appreciate that. Fozi, thought on PSG saying now want game postponed because of Hillsborough anniversary.
And they'll try anything, won't they?
They'll try anything, bro.
Let me go and get water. Let me go and get a water.
Yeah. They've been trying to cancel a game in France. Is that what you're saying? With the team that's competing with them for the league title. They try everything, guys. Like in the Premier League, we don't get a rest. Over there, they get a rest all the time. So I don't understand why they need extra rest. It's kind of weird. Qatari own PSG. Yeah, is it Qatari? I swear it's the same as Man City. That's what I thought they were. Oh, okay. I'm still waiting about the 100 plus charges. Oh, you're waiting for the 100 plus? Yeah, all of us are, bro. All of us are. Not Saudi. They have obviously Newcastle. Yeah, I'm from there, by the way. I was born in Jeddah. Not Jeddah, Jeddah. I was born in Jeddah. So I was born in Saudi Arabia. I was there actually 4 months ago. I think it's 4 months ago. I was there for about a week. I took my mum down there to see my sister and that. Yeah, Riyadh. Listen, Saudi's changed, man. It's changed. Using the current formation, where does Gravenberch play? Then if it is not in the pivot as a DM? Question mark. I addressed this question yesterday on my show, Fozi. So using the current formation, where does Gravenberch play in if it is not the pivot? I don't know, bro. What Gravenberch needs, bro, if McAllister is going to be leaving, is someone who's in that position that can take his place so he could play as a number 8, if you know what I mean. Gravenberch is a number 8. He's not a DM. So he's got to be more looser in that midfield so he could go forward more, run up and down more. That's what he misses. Because when he plays for Liverpool, he has to stay as a DM, which just distracts his game. So he needs someone like Onana from Villa, a destroyer that don't take any bullshit, that will take everyone out of the football pitch, put them in row Z to, get the best out of him. Because last season, Gravenberch was amazing because he's never played in that position before, so nobody knows how to play against you. Now people know how to play against him, he's struggling. That's the difference with Gravenberch. But yeah, he needs a DM, bro. He needs to get into that number 8 position right for him. 2 different countries, Saudi and Qatar. I know that, bro. I'm Arab myself, bro. I'm Somali by ethnicity, but I was born in Saudi Arabia. I lived there for a few years. Then I came to England after that as well. Yeah. I can articulate. I can't even say that word. Articulate. Sorry.
Articulate.
Better speaking. But Grav is exactly the prototype of midfielder. So of DM slot once. Slot system preys upon interceptions, but cutting passing lines. What player led the league in interceptions? I have no idea that one, bro. I don't know. I don't know. The thing was with Arne Slot 12, man. I don't know what formation he plays. I'm not expert with Arne Slot's way of thinking or anything like that, because if you look at us, we're all over the place. Hence why the players are struggling in the games whenever we watch them. But Unks, do you understand this obviously this comment? He's saying is exactly what he's Slot's kind of player. That's why he's playing Gravenberch in that position, the pivot.
Yeah, he's that sort of player, but he's like a ball carrying 6, sort of like. He is the sort of kind of player, but we have seen it today, this season itself. Slot system is not right. Do you know what I mean? Because if you look at Gravenberch, certain times in the day, Gravenberch in the day will get run past. Do you know what I mean? You get run past. You know what I mean? People just run past him.
Yeah.
Literally run past him and that. Do you know what I mean? No, that can't be good.
Nope.
That cannot be good for your squad. Do you know what I mean? It cannot be good for your squad. You know what I mean? So I always say this. Why is my thing not charging? I always say this at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a proper DM, than sort of like a DM at the day complicates things.
Yeah.
There's literally a complication on how this guy is supposed to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's literally complication. And I to be honest, today, sort of like, sometimes he looks good, he does a spin and all that.
Yeah.
But then if you look at the game on Saturday, against Brighton, Saturday gone.
Yeah.
Brighton, he was non-existent.
There you go.
He was non-existent. So
that's why I said he needs someone next to him that's a proper DM. And I think he could get the best out of Gravenberch. If Arne Slot thinks this is his DM and he's gonna go forward with it, P45 very, very soon. That's what I say, bro. Yeah.
My thing in the day is not charging. For some reason, it's not charging.
Maybe you need a new wire. I could hear it, but it stopped, I think.
Yeah, it's just literally not. It's literally not.
Like
charging.
you say, it's not same type of partnerships. I agree. It means the Saudis and Qataris. I think this was one about True about Klopp. What you said, I agree. Listen, that's how it is with me, man. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with Klopp, man. The way people talk about him is too sentimental, but never look at the point of view of if he gets rid of that player, there's nothing coming in return. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy had to work with anything. You know what I mean? Like even nothing sometimes. How can a manager that wins titles don't get rewarded with the players that he wants? I mean, every single time he's missing out on Tchouaméni, Caicedo, etc. It's not fair, bro. You know what I mean? They pretend they're gonna go for players, and the players don't come through the door every single time, and it's still happening. I mean, look at Zubamendi. You know what I mean? Who was it in the summer? Gahey.
Yeah.
The list goes on. Their list ain't that good, you know. They're not clean in their list, these owners, guys. Like, they always shortchange Liverpool Football Club, and people don't even want to accept that. You're always talking about they saved us. Yeah, 16 years ago. People move on by that time to better things. You know what I mean? I'm still waiting. Why am I scattered success? Why do I need a scattered success? I want to dominate like Liverpool was built for. Like, come on, man. Modern day players need to be drinking sports drinks. I think they do too much of that, bro. Big up, Lucky, man. I like your comments. It's very, very good. Less stronger these days. Yeah. Listen, they break a toenail and, you know, it's over. Like we talked about Hugo Ekitike. He had a dead leg. Every footballer at some stage of their life had a dead leg. I think he just got it recently at this age. It's weird. Very strange. Crying like a little baby after that. Oh, man. Really made me sad. Don't take this. Let me see where we are. Just go for the comments. Don't take this the air. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm local because of my accent and I want success. There you go, bro. There you go, mister. There you go, man. Like people from India, come football. Are you Indian, innit? You're Indian. Big up, man. They love football over there. I know that for sure. Yeah, you got the Indian flag over there. Big up, my guy, man. Big up. Let me see what's going on in the bottom. Hi, Fozi and Rodz. Big up. We're just going through the comments, man. Unks, question. If we don't get Alonso and we're stuck with this rubbish, what do we do next season, man, guy? Where's that ambition for next season? Uncle Rodz disappeared. He's shocked. He's standing still.
If he dies, he dies.
That's Uncle Rodz. If he dies, he dies. If
he dies, he dies.
Yeah, let me go through the comments, man. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, man. I don't know where he's gone. He got stuck. There were no players which for these teams. Here we go. Yeah, honestly, guys, appreciate everything. I don't know where Uncle Rodz is going. He got stuck and he just disappeared. His cable died. Yeah, it looks like it, man. It looks like it, but it is what it is. Let me get to the one screen before we get out of here. But yeah, thanks, guys, for the show tonight. It's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I hope you enjoyed it as well, guys. I want to bring up like more shows like this on a regular basis. Nights, from days, afternoon to nights. I just want to make more shows like this. I think I'm thinking of like doing streams with other people as well. Like Arsenal fans, Man United fans, Chelsea fans, etc., which I did actually before this show. I just want you guys to come and support us in that as well. Let other people know about it as well. That's all I want from you guys to do for me. It's gonna be epic, man. It's not gonna be like I'm not gonna stop right there. I'm gonna keep doing it every single time, and I have been consistent ever since I switched to Fozi TV. To be fair, so all I need is your help, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and all that. So they will know players, which is there. Read that one. Yes. Let me go to this one. His cable died. Yeah, his cable did die, man. FSG has taken Rodz. Yeah, they're taking him off the screen, man. He doesn't even come back. But guys, yeah, I really enjoyed that. I have to go because I'm absolutely exhausted. That's my second show in a couple of hours, man. Crazy. But yeah, appreciate everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe to Uncle Rodz. His description is right below. And I'll see you later on, actually. I'll be back later on, if you know what I mean. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my people.